The Corporation for the Sustainable Development of the Archipelago Corallina is conducting a campaign that seeks the preservation of parrotfish.
The parrotfish is a key species responsible for controlling the growth of algae in the reefs, also helping in the process of sand formation on our beaches. The Corallina Environmental Corporation is conducting an awareness campaign that seeks the conservation of this species.
This campaign is part of an inter-administrative agreement that we signed with the Ministry of Environment Agreement 726, which allowed us to advance action to promote a high level of awareness regarding the protection of this important species for the island. A parrotfish can produce between 40 to 200 kilograms of sand in a year. So if we attack the species through massive houses that we have detected, obviously we will impact an ecosystem, reducing the sand on the beaches, and we all know the erosion problem we are having. That is one of the factors that threaten the ecosystem of the beaches. It is forbidden to capture, trade, or consume the species.
As part of its campaign, the Environmental Corporation Corallina has conducted training in different institutions of the archipelago, recalling that parrotfish fishing in Colombia is prohibited since July 2019. For this reason, they invite citizens to denounce any act that threatens the protection of the species.
The departmental administration began an activity of landscaping and beautification in Rose and Hines Key as a preparatory measure for the tourist season at the end of year.
In view of the closure of the Rose and Hines Key, the departmental administration is carrying out activities of solid waste removal, removal of dry vegetation, pruning of green areas, and maintenance of the access dock within the tourist attraction, as confirmed by the head of the tourist sector, Juan.
El cierre de callos de Rose Key y Hines Key.
This closure is scheduled during various times of the year for cleaning and all the maintenance that is needed. Hurricane Julia left damages such as plant material and intervened at the time. However, there are many things to cleaning beaches, etc. We have several entities supporting us, like the Corallina, Navy, soldiers, personnel, or the port captaincy and officials of the Secretariat that are during these 3 days removing accumulated garbage in the quay. The coconuts of the palm trees are being knocked down. It is part of the process of organizing the house and providing a better service to tourists. It is expected that by Thursday we are reopening the quay.
The departmental administration specified that these work are part of the preparation that will be carried out in different attractions for the reception of visitors, which are expected to increase during the last tourist season at the end of the year.
And taking into account the approaching vacation season in the archipelago, the Health Secretariat conducted a day of socialization and training on the importance of maintaining good sanitary practices with drinking water transporters that provide this kind of service on the island.
Yesterday afternoon, the Association of Tanker Trucks met with the officials of the Secretariat of Health to receive training and socialize how to strengthen the sanitary protocols in the handling and transport of the water fit for human consumption. The above taking into account that it seeks to protect the health of residents and tourists from possible physical, chemical, or microbiological risks arising from the use or treatment of the water provided by this type of vehicles.
A day of training and technical assistance was held for transporters of drinking water, which is water intended for human consumption, given their responsibility to ensure the quality of the liquid they transport. Important aspects of sanitary practices, vehicle behavior, and the washing and disinfection of the tanks in which the water used by the community and the establishments that it is transported were mentioned.
The Association of Town Truck Transporters met from 4 p.m. yesterday in the auditorium of the Governor's office, where they expressed their concerns and opinions regarding the service they provide to the community before engineers and trained personnel from the Health Secretariat. Among the topics discussed were the cleaning and disinfection of houses, and how to load and fill the tanker trucks so that they come from safe supply sources. The possible penalties for not complying with the minimum protocols stipulated by law regarding the handling and transportation of drinking water were also explained.
And in other news, after the latest events related to public order in the department, such as murders, robberies to commercial establishments, among other criminal acts, Teleislas News record the perception of some inhabitants of the island.
So far this year, there have been several murders that have been recorded in the archipelago, as well as a considerable increase in thefts to commercial establishments, among other public order events that cause fear among the community. When asked about the perception of security, many inhabitants of the island agree that there is a lack of strategies to help stop the growth of violent acts that tarnish safety in the department.
When I went about 5-6 years, Opia, me remember say my mama gonna work and they left the house with the window open and the door open and nobody take nothing at all. We gone to the rest of the house then go clear when I was small and nobody touch me and do nothing. When I went got about 20 years, we go discotecas and so, and me got my chain gold, my earring gold, all them things, nobody take you nothing at all. Everybody respect you.
The situation is terrible. People are afraid to even leave their homes. We need the intervention of authorities. Things happen and everything remains as if nothing did.
We are going through a critical moment. The authorities need to be tougher.
We are in a bad situation.
This is already going from bad to worse. The police can't cope with all this that is happening here on the island. Youth don't think about the consequences. Security, in my opinion, it is going from bad to worse. It is not about having more foot force. It's about a policy to prevent criminals from coming to the island.
There are those who consider that in comparison to other cities, security on the island is relatively good.
I see the security of the islands good. Those who are being killed are those who have something pending with others.
Recreational spaces and strategies to occupy the free time of children and young people could help mitigate that they divert their path to the criminal world, since currently there is a large percentage of minors involved in acts outside the law.
Tropical storm Lisa continues its course. It is located 437 kilometers from San Andres, 360 kilometers from Old Providence, and 357 kilometers from Santa Catalina.
The EDM has reported that according to information issued by the U.S. National Hurricane Center, the low-pressure area located in the Caribbean Sea has been designated as Tropical Storm Lisa. It represents or presents a minimum central pressure of 10,004 hectopascals, maximum sustained winds of 75 kilometers per hour, and continues its movement towards the west with an approximate speed of 22 kilometers per hour. Rainfall is likely to occur in the archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina. However, could be more intense in the north of the area, especially on the keys of Serrana and Serranía, where they will be accompanied by gusts of wind. The EDM continues to monitor ocean and atmospheric conditions, and based on the analysis of the forecast models and the evolution of the low pressures, it will be communicating to the community and the National Disaster Risk Management System in a timely manner about the changing conditions or possible effects of the Colombian territory.
In other news, a resident who lives on the Americas Avenue filed a citizen complaint about the overflowing of sewage water in his property, which he claims is due to the insertion of new restaurants that have arrived in the area.
Mr. Oscar Forzi knows before the Teleislas news cameras his discomfort with the overflowing of sewage water in his property. The inhabitant asked for help to solve the problem that has been afflicting him for a long time and that is affecting his economy because his tenants are leaving their homes due to the bad odors that are present in his property.
I have a problem in the yard. What is the problem is through Biola. All the water from the Alcantarillado turning back in my place, and it's something that not just no, this is long enough this happening, but it never happens so often. First time it used to happen one time in the year when it rain, but now it's every 2 months, every 3 months, and top of that, all men killing them going from me, then they're moving up because the water is stink, the water is from the Alcantarillado. What I believe happened, then put about 3 restaurants out there, because when the water come down, it come down with grease. Yeah, and I don't know what them do, they stop up out there, so all the water running down in my yard. And I tired of this. I trying to fix it in a good way, but I can't get no results. So this is one of the step that I'm making, and the next step I will have to put a tutela or have to get something because I'm tired of this now. I need help.
In response to the citizens' complaint, the engineer of Veolia Water Archipelago, Naren Gamboa, indicated the company's position on the problem.
We have nothing to do with rainwater in our sewage system. On the other hand, he lives in a house that has a very low level, and as soon as the network picks up some level, it starts to return. This is a defect in the construction of the service connection, and we cannot do anything about it. The photos show that there is no clogging, because if there were, the level would remain high, and we see that this is not the case. I recommend to Mr. Oscar more than a year ago to install a check-in, and he has not done it, indicating that he does not know how or that he cannot.
The Veolia official indicated that on several occasions he has told the affected person to install the measure that could provide a solution to the problem that arises with the arrival of the rains due to the fact that his sanitary register has very low level. For his part, the citizen insisted that his problem has worsened since the arrival of the new restaurants and indicated that he has not received water service for months despite the fact that the bill arrives monthly.
And in order to promote the scientific, technological, and innovative spirit among its elementary students, First Baptist School organized the Science and Technology Fair. Here is a summary of the morning's activities.
After days of practice, education, and discipline, students from 1st until 5th grade of the First Baptist School left evidence of the result of their effort as they surprised the audience with their experiments. In teams of 2 or 3 students, they took over a stand inside the auditorium of the institution with a decoration allusive to the experiment they would perform in front of the visitors.
Water, 1 display, and cup of water. After and liquid soap. After you take the soap, put liquid with 4 fingers. It can be plenty because it not function. And after you put it, upaga pimienta, upaga black pepper, and they separate.
Pour the hot water in the glass. And then now you put the levadura in the cup and stir it before they get hard. When you don't stir it before they get hard, you throw some liquid with soap. And then now you take the agua oxigenada and you throw in it and it will explode. Why that happen? Because the agua oxigenada takes solid from the hot water.
It was a joint work with parents, students, and the different teachers of science and technology. First of all, we are very happy because we are demonstrating and carrying out the results of the research work being done by the children in the different classes. We have special guests. We are being accompanied by the Veolia company that will carry out the research and 11th grade students who are helping us with the circulation through the different stands.
Likewise, the fair was attended by different schools that visit the 10th stand of this activity.
Now it's time for Sport News with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island, and this time with Los Divinos that add points by beating the Blood team at the Maracana soccer tournament. A very interesting match that provided a great soccer spectacle for the fans who came to the Maracana, a place where soccer is experienced with true passion. The unity of the team was reflected in the results for the Divinos, with more details from the winning coach, Michael Amor.
En el día de hoy un partido difícil.
Today we had a difficult match because we came with the pressure of a defeat on the first date of the octagonal. We had to look for the result, and thank God we got it.
According to Michael, the team worked together to score the goals and achieve the results.
La unión.
The union, togetherness, and above all, it was also important to be so together. We were clear that we had to score, that we had to start winning the match, and that was what helped us with the good footing we have our players to have the control and reflected in the result. We put pressure on everyone so that the Divinos, the champion 3 times in a row, is alive, and we will go for the 4th if God allows it.
The tournament is in its best phase, and according to Michael, will provide a great show for the soccer lovers. And in another scenario, a great basketball series provided by Titanes of Barranquilla and the Caribbean Storm. A great show in the sport of the orange ball was started by Caribbean Storm and Titanes of Barranquilla teams this weekend at the Ginny Bay Coliseum. The first game was won by the Island team by a score of 76-70 with a great performance of Michael Jackson. In the second game, the roles were changed and the Titanes of Barranquilla demonstrated their hierarchy with an outstanding performance of the Panamanian Olivier and the Colombian Jesus Medina. This last game was won by the Barranquilla team by 1 point of difference, score of 62-61. This is how Titanes coach Tomás Díaz described it.
El equipo de Caribbean en cada una de sus líneas está bien armado. Nosotros creo que obligatoriamente.
The Caribbean team in each of its lines is very well armed. We had to change some lineup, which is the case of players who could not because of the number of fouls that accumulated, and that contrasts with what we had been doing throughout the game. In the third quarter, it was necessary, I think, since we had to go to a zone defense, and it paid off, and we were able to stop the strength they had on the perimeter, and we were able to dominate the course of the game. But I think it was a nice game, and I think the fans are happy with both teams. From now on, each one will do their own thing in their own series to see if we can meet again later on.
The fans enjoyed it to the maximum and were very happy with the great basketball show. In the next series, Caribbean will be facing Team Cali in 3 games. This Wednesday, it will be in the city of Cali, and next weekend on Saturday, Team Cali will be facing Caribbean Storm in San Andres in the Ginny Bay Coliseum. While in the other bracket, Cimarrones will be playing against Búcaros. In bracket 1, Titanes will face Condores, while Piratas will be facing Corsarios of Cartagena. And this is all in sports for the moment. I am Victor Fusalba, Teleislas News.